Hey, old soul. Just over a year ago, I sold everything I owned and moved to the land of Bali with my ex-husband and 3 kids. Now I live my dream life, traveling first class around the world, teaching others how to do the same. If you are ready for a life that is so abundant and free, where money flows like air so effortlessly that you don't even care because you are simply focusing on you and allowing everything to be true, then you are exactly where you need to be. Let me teach you how to be wildly abundant and insanely free. We're so conditioned that 1 is less than 10 and 10 is not less than 1. And so therefore we think that more money, more people is on a higher level of consciousness when it's not. It's all the same to the universe. When you start getting really, 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 really good at embodying the solution, you'll actually see what your blocks are. So say you're calling in a lot of money, the money starts coming in and you're just like, oh, I'm feeling a bit icky or like, "Wee," like really excited. It's like, okay, your energetic capacity is kind of getting jolted there. You need to expand your energetic capacity to receive more, because the version of you that's in a higher level of consciousness is looking at this amount of money going, interesting, 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 interesting. Oh my gosh, it came to me. Wow, this is so crazy. And then all of a sudden you lose it because your consciousness is below the reality. So you lose it. It's almost like you have to keep expanding your consciousness to have a larger and larger and larger and larger energetic capacity to receive more. You always want to be ahead of your time. You always want to be in a more expanded consciousness than what's happening in the 3D reality. The second that you put an energetic charge towards the 3D reality, it will stay. The more fighting you have with something, the more frustration, it stays. It's like the glue because you're attached to it. Because if you weren't attached to it, you wouldn't feel anything. You'd just be like, interesting. Of course, it all works out for me. Of course, I get to have it this easy. Of course, life gets to be this good. And it's this really beautiful energy of neutrality. Now, I'm not telling you not to feel your feelings. Get excited, celebrate, have fun, transmute that energy, and then come back to, of course, it all works out for me. Of course, I get to have everything and more. But don't be surprised when everything that you desire keeps manifesting, because when you get excited, it's like saying to the universe, oh my gosh, like keep this present forever. And we're putting an energetic charge to something that's like, we're not ready for it. Because when we're at a higher level of consciousness, if you were to make $1 million months and you were like, oh my gosh, the universe would be like, okay, like you're not really ready for it, because the version of you that is at a higher level of consciousness than that would just go, yep, it's normal. Yep, it's normal. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a more embodied level of consciousness. The embodied level of self isn't this like disembodied person that's always like, gosh, it's the child within us. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It's like, okay, coming into your body. When we're embodied, we're driving the vehicle more presently, more effortlessly, more in flow, because we have control of our vehicle. When we are an emotional nutcase, and I say this with love because I know I've been there before, our reality is going to manifest emotionally like this, because our energy is going up, down, up, down, up, down all the time. We are allowed to experience our feelings, but doing it from an embodied space, doing it from deep meditations, deep yoga, Kundalini activations, like what I hold, like actually being really present with the way that you are experiencing this emotional cleanup. This is embodied, this is mastery of self, this is embodiment, instead of letting the physical reality make us feel a certain way. Because when the physical reality makes us feel a certain way, we haven't evolved past that and we get stuck in that loop in the physical reality. You need to constantly be. And so this is why when we're in the vibration of the solution, it can be, I feel really calm and at ease right now. That's the solution. I'm in flow right now. I'm in a present state. Every time you yell at your kids, they're going to keep doing that. Every time you lose yourself, every time you cry, every time you give something to the physical reality, it's winning power over you and you're in this loop and in this cycle. But when you go into deep meditations or Kundalini activations or breath work or something like that, you're doing the inner work. You're going internally to clean out these emotions instead of being in the external world where you're living in this tiny little gap that keeps you stuck in the mud and you're not going to be able to shift your 3D reality. The 3D reality is 99.99% empty space. We want to clean out our psychic cupboards internally, not through the 3D reality constantly taking our power away.